I think God is calling for a new thing in this hour. And if we don't begin to hear him and learn what that new thing is, see, many people have told me, well, what you're saying is, I've never read that in scripture. I have never read that in commentaries or a book. And I do a lot of reading. I read commentaries and all of that. And that's great. That's wonderful. I do too. I am totally researching and reading commentaries and reading this and, studying that. But one thing I am supremely aware of is that if you're going to receive fresh revelation, no, you haven't read that anywhere. Because it's fresh revelation.
Oh, hence the word revelation. It's being revealed.
It's being revealed. And nobody has received it yet.
And the person who wrote the commentary, how did they receive it? From another commentary? Or because it was revealed? And so if we can receive the revelation that somebody else wrote down, why can't we receive revelation for ourselves? And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong for reading commentaries. That's great. I read them. And I'm not saying you, but God is a mystery. The mysterious part of himself, he reserves for himself. But when he decides to share a part of himself with us, that's called revelation. Absolutely.
And it's not all over the place where people already know it. Well, oh yeah, yeah, I know that. No, you don't know it if it's revelation. It's just being revealed.
And the beautiful thing about revelation is two things I want to put there. I want to respond to that. And for me, let me just share with you what I do. When it comes to commentaries, I like commentaries. I have several. If you walk in my house, there are books everywhere. Pastor D is just so annoyed with me and all of my books that are everywhere. I love to read. I love to soak in information. I have commentaries.
Now, I'm not annoyed with reading.
No,
she didn't say that right.
No, okay, yeah, I guess I didn't say that right. She does get a bit perturbed, when I come home with another new book, but that I think that has more to do with space issues than anything else.
Thank you.
But when I read a commentary, and like I said, I have many commentaries. I have commentaries on my computer and all that, and I love to read them and I love to study them. But for me, when I read a commentary, I'm not interested in the commentator's conclusion. Okay. I am not interested in his conclusion at all. I'm interested in his formula and how he arrived at the conclusion. And when I read it, that's what I want to find. I want to see, okay, how did you get there? I don't want the easy road and just take your conclusion and run with it. I want to find out what method, what formula did you use to come to your conclusion.
Absolutely.
And once I determine your formula and understand how you came to that conclusion, that gives me an understanding as to how to go back into that passage of Scripture and utilize that formula to hear from God and arrive at a conclusion myself.
Very good.
One of the things that you said about revelation, and I agree with you, no, when it's a revelation, no, we don't know it. But it is something interesting about revelation, is that as God sends forth a revelation into the earth, it gets caught in many different places,
yes,
all at the same time. People who don't even know each other are catching the same revelation.
That's right.
Because their ears are tuned in to what God has desired to reveal for that time.
That's right.
And that's how you can hear that something has happened on the East Coast.
Yes.
And then hear that the same thing happened on the West Coast.
Yes.
And then wonder, okay, well, did you collaborate? Did you come together? No, we didn't do any of that. We just had our ear towards heaven to hear what God had to speak on that particular situation.
And that is